Impossible, impossible.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas.
Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints
and the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Mayfield on play action. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. He gets this to Devontae Adams. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's got some space here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. This is a crew that come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. As you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Now a man born here in California, Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Well, they have the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
A dime look defensive look for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right, 2 extra DBs out there. He'll look to throw.
This goes out wide from Mixon. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot. And he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Saints. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Rolling to it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Leo Chanel.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
To try again after the sack, Mayfield.
This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The Raiders had 5 and 11 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so try to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 23 here on the year.
And the Raiders have taken the lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Here comes K.J. Osborne out of his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, Jacobs. Room here to run. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Osborne on the return from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield forced out to his left.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that we come to the end of the first quarter of play. A pretty wild first quarter, 21-7 our score. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside inside the 20. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Raiders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And some room to work. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he gets this up past the 30.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. But Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it. And we saw evidence of that right there.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Osborne on the return from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
It'll be Mixon on the out route as the pass is caught.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
To Mixon on the check down. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And some room to run now.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion or would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And they'll try again here, first and goal after the false start.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He'll fire this deep for Gallup.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
164 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Osborne on the return from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. And a quick throw here that's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3.
Osborne on the return from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Out of the gun now on third down.
Got his man complete, Moore. And he is going to have a Saints first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
They'll look to throw again. Powering forward, and he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. he'll drop to throw. Going to take a shot for Gallup. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
19.
Back to throw again. Touchdown!
Touchdown.
K.J. Osborne.
His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game.
Saints 16.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. He's at the 40. The 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the 3rd quarter, and boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Osborne on the return from his end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. It's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line.
A gain of 15.
They'll set up a throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line.
And the Saints first down.
He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Pat Freiermuth.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point attempt to come here. And the lead is down to 20.
Makes the score Raiders 43, Saints 23. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
218 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Mayfield. He hits Adams complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Marcus Mariota keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Osborne on the return from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. The Saints on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect quick 6 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rocky Sin.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Mayfield to throw it. And it's complete to Adams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A nice gain of 21 yards. Adams, the man in motion right. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Open man, that's Renfro. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Play fake. Mayfield.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. A touchdown on a kick return and now run through the air.
And the Raiders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
To throw is Mariota. And Cook has it left side. Touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Raiders look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Saints 23.
As the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Osborne on the return from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Come on.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
2nd and 1. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Raiders pick it up. And that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
They go play action. Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Mayfield on play action.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Trying to lay one up deep. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Going to the air again with Mayfield. It's complete to Cook. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Osborne on the return from his end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
19 tight, 19 tight.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Flush to his right.
Over the middle and complete some more.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
That goes for a gain of 31.